to thank you all for coming out here tonight. It's been a pleasure seeing all of your faces, and I hope you're enjoying as much as we are. The mission that the Pantry has is accorded to one goal, and that is to making the world a healthier place and a happier place, one family at a time. The Pantry was established in 1978. It's been around that long in a variety of shades and places. But in 2021, we moved to our current location, and we've already outgrown that facility. In 2022, we had over 500,000 pounds of produce, bread, and meats that were donated to us. And that did not include the 20,000 cases of dry and canned food. So we've gotten quite a bit, and we serve a lot of people. We're looking at people coming in from not only Benson, but Cascabel, J6, and Mescal, St. David, Pomerine, Dragoon, and even out to Pachuca City, folks come out here. We serve a weekly average of 900 clients in one lousy week. And I just can't imagine 900 people coming through every week, but that's what we've got. But the sad part is that 13% of them are children under the age of 18. And we also have 25% of that group are over 65. These are our neighbors. These are our neighbors that are suffering from food insecurity. So we really have a lot of people that we need to take care of. It's a desperate situation when a family can't get by on what they make. And speaking of making, our income is strictly from donations, grants, fundraisers. We have 26 regular donors and a multitude of small contributions. Even the dollar from somebody going through the line is really appreciated. And we raised, in that respect, $39,735 last year. That the expenses, however, we were able to get the job done spending $71,000. Now that sounds like it might be opposite, but we do have a lot of grants and such that are in different categories that we can't spend until they say, yes, now you can spend it. But we want to emphasize that that money also included the purchase of a forklift, and those little babies are expensive. But we did have a grant from Legacy that covered the most of it. I want to emphasize that not one single person who works at the Pantry gets a penny. They're strictly volunteers, every one of them.
The Pantry does a lot. We have flu shots when COVID was really going. We had set up so that people could get shots, people could be tested. We still have home testing kits. We do cooking classes. A lot of things that we give out at the Pantry. People aren't really sure what it is. They may have never seen it, and if it's something indigenous to this area, they really don't know what to do with it. So rather than to have them say, no thank you, I don't want that, and then they resort back to bad eating habits, we decided to have a cooking class. So the third Friday of each month from 4 to 6, we do cooking class. And at the end of the class, we give out food so that you can go back and create the same thing that you just saw here. And we had a lot of people with health issues, and we wanted to be able to address those issues. So now, on the first Friday of each month, we offer a plant-based cooking class. And anything that I'm involved in, we eat at the end. Eating is important. So we do that. Sometimes we are graced and able to get gift cards. Last year at Thanksgiving and at Christmas, we were able to give $50 gift cards to each family that came through, and it really helped. And I tell you, nothing touched my heart more than one gentleman that came in, and he had a very big family. and I gave him 2 gift cards, and he broke down in tears. He said, I had no idea what I was going to do. I lost my job, and I didn't know how I was going to feed my family. And he came, and he got his food, and he had his gift cards. And not just him, but so many. So they're crying, I'm crying. So it's really a humbling experience to be able to know that you're a part of somebody's day. My vision for the food pantry, we were in a little Quonset hut, not too far from here, probably just about 5 minutes away. And we had to move because the rent kept going up, up, up. When COVID was going on, I came here to church, and they had church outside. And I always sat on this side, and I was sitting there. But this day, and I was looking at the building, and I saw a steeple on top, and I said, well, if this is the church, what is this building? And the rest is history. We pay rent, we pay mechanical for anything that goes wrong. We have to pay heat, utilities, whatever a normal business would have to pay, we have to do that. So it's important that we have people that believe in us and donate to us and make it possible for us to keep going. My vision is to build a state-of-the-art food pantry from the ground up that would have solar panels to help run it. It takes money to run this, and people don't seem to understand that. And we have people that I know don't have a lot, and they come through. It's like the widow's mite. They will give you, this is all I have, and they'll drop some change in your hand. And we don't ask for donations. We don't ask you to pay for food. They're just donating from their hearts. And they do the best that they can, and we do the best that we can by them. So when we get this new building, and I'm going to speak it into existence, when we get this new building, it will have a fully functional commercial kitchen. There are so many people here that can and make all kind of things, but they can't sell it because they don't have a commercial kitchen. Well, now they will. They'll be able to come to us and have a commercial kitchen. We have classrooms. Every class, every cooking class, we have a resource person comes in that will talk about what's available to you in the area. And we've had people that have gotten so much help just from the people that have come in to talk to the class. They didn't even know that these resources were available. And that's what we try to do. We try to educate, whether it's cooking, whether it's what's in your community, mind, body, and soul.
Najai had asked me to speak on why I'm a volunteer. I do it because I know there's a lot of need in the Benson area for food for people who just don't have the funds to buy it themselves. People are very appreciative of what we do, and so many of them will say thank you. They'll be friendly, wave to us, and then drive on their way. There's always a need for volunteers. Most of us just show up on Wednesday. There's a few of us who come in on Tuesday morning and bag items that will be given out on Wednesday. And then there's several other people who they drive the big truck we have out in the parking lot there to both Safeway and Walmart to pick up food that we can hand out. And then there's others who drive the big truck to Tucson to pick up some of the food for us. So there's a lot of different things that we do that you never see.
The community food pantry, I gotta get it straight, it helps us make our Social Security go a long ways. And we help our neighbors that live in the park that are recovering from cancer. We take her food to her out of our box, and we share. And we share with people that are working that can't come, that are volunteers other places. We share with them. And I don't know what we'd do without the food bank.
I used to pick up for my aunt. She was almost 100. And they put a 2/2 on my car, which means 2 boxes and 2 families. So one day I went through and I had a 1/1. And, sorry. And Najaya came by my car and she says, "Why is it a 1? You're always a 2. And I says, "Because my aunt just died. I usually go spend the day with her, and now I have nothing to do on Wednesdays." I told Najaya I have nothing to do on Wednesdays. She says, "I can fix that." So I've been volunteering ever since then, and I do a lot of volunteer with charities and stuff for Najaya. And I don't know what I'd do without the, friendship and the food.
Hi everybody, I'm Christine O'Hara, and I have 2 purposes. One is that I represent Cochise Serving Veterans, which is an organization in Cochise County that people really don't know a lot about. We basically handle veterans. Anything from soup to nuts with a veteran we take care of. So if a veteran comes to us and they say that they need their electric bill paid, we can do that for them. If a veteran comes to us and says they need housing, we do that. And the one thing that's most dear to my heart is homeless veterans and homeless people. And the reason for that is when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. My father worked 3 jobs. We had nothing. And if it wasn't for my grandma and grandpa, we probably would have been homeless. And I always remember back in time about our life and how we shared everything as our family together. And I hold veterans dear to my heart because my husband is a veteran. And Cochise Serving Veterans is just everything to me. So the pantry, what I do, because I am a caseworker for Cochise Serving Veterans, is that I have homeless people, veterans, that I get them housing and I get them furniture and clothing and everything, and basically try to get them in a good place with their lives. But some of them, they haven't eaten for weeks. They're homeless. They're just getting money and surviving. They have nothing. So the pantry, I act as a proxy. So I call Najaya. I could call her anytime, midnight, and say, "Hey, I have a veteran and he needs food. I need help for this veteran." And I go over and I fill out the form and we fill up a good nutritional box for him, and then we bring it to wherever they might be staying, a hotel or whatever, and get them to start eating again and getting them back in the process. My little story is that there is a veteran that I took care of probably 2 months ago. He was homeless here in Benson, 87 years old. He came in on the train. His family abandoned him. His children abandoned him. He had nobody, nothing, no place to stay. 87 years old, that man would have ended up being in the desert. So I was able to find him a hotel, and we got him set up in a hotel, and I called Najai and I said, I need to feed this man. He has nothing. So we were able to get him nutritional food and get him back up and running again. He now lives in Sierra Vista in an apartment. We work with the housing. We do a lot of collaborative efforts with other organizations. So we work with the Arizona Coalition for Homeless Veterans. And we were able to get him an apartment. So he's there in an apartment now, and he's living a very great life. He's actually very, fluent, and you could see his body transform from when I first met him. He was so slender and so sick looking, 87 years old, and now he just looks so much better. He has color in his face, and he's just so happy and delighted, and that's all from this pantry, this place that really takes care of people, and not just people here in Benson, but people in the surrounding areas as far as our veterans. So, and I just feel so blessed to be part of this place, and my dear friend Najaya and Pat and everybody else.
Moved down to Benson. We met Najaya and changed my life. I saw what people can do when they take their differences and put them away somewhere and focus on what all our common goals are. And by working together and with Najaya's vision and with her hand-picked team. She was able to take the food pantry and bring it to levels never seen before. You know, it's more than coming Wednesday to get a box of food. She has classes, which she told you about. By the way, you can see them on YouTube. Because you get so many interesting things in the food pantry, and some people may not be familiar on how to cook them. So the cooking classes, what they do is they teach you how to take these ingredients and make very nutritious but also delicious food. The same thing for your programs that you have to show you there are other benefits that may be available to you that you don't know of. And those classes actually change people's lives, change my life, because I said, I want to be part of these people and make a difference again. And now there are so many goals to reach that it needs more and more help. It's going to take the people, all the people, the community of Benson. It's going to take the community of Cochise County. It's going to take alliances that we build from throughout Arizona. But we can do it if we all make a pledge that we want to put our thoughts, our words, and our support to reach these goals. And I'm telling you that whatever you have in your hearts tonight, and whatever you can do to help these visions to be manifested, you will go home tonight with a heart that's just full of love and joy. That's it.